Hey, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're going to be doing a farewell, kind of like a tribute to Becca Cosmetics. So we found out that Becca is going out of business 6 months from now, which is kind of odd, to announce their departure so early, but nonetheless, there are lots of products that I've tried from Becca that I really enjoyed. And to be honest with you, I didn't realize just how many until I went digging through my collection and I rounded a bunch of them up. So I did that and I thought, you know what, it'd be a good idea to sit down, play with some of these products for you guys today. Maybe if you're somebody that's wanted to try Becca but just never did, or if you're somebody that really loves Becca Cosmetics and maybe you want to try other things before they go out of business, maybe you want to stock up on products before they no longer have them to sell, this might be a good, helpful video for you to, try out some new stuff, grab some of your old favorites, whatever. So that's what we're doing today, an almost full face of Becca Cosmetics. I want to hear your all's thoughts on this topic. What do you guys think about them going out of business? Do you all think that this is the beginning of lots of brands going out of business? Do you think that this is like a long time coming? If you're just now stumbling across my channel and you're not yet subscribed, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you enjoy this video while you're watching. Also ring that notification bell so you don't miss future uploads. Let's get into this video. So I wanted to also let you know a little bit of background to Becca Cosmetics while we were doing this. Because I honestly didn't have any information until I sat down to film. And I was like, I'm a little unprepared. Maybe I should have already researched this. I'm going to get started applying some stuff and I'm just going to talk a little bit to you about Becca as a brand. I'm going to be applying the Skin Love Brighten and Blur Primer. This is actually a primer I really enjoy, but I found it at TJ Maxx on a deep discount. Was really glad that I did because it's not cheap. I think it's like a $30-some primer. It smells kind of like watermelon. It's really odd, but it does a really good job smoothing your skin. So let's get started with that. So Becca was founded in 2001 by a makeup artist of the name Rebecca Maurice Williams. And I'm taking a lot of this information from an article I've read on Racked, and I will link that down below if you guys want to check it out. But Rebecca's main thing was inclusivity. As a small indie brand that was gaining traction and getting attention, she made it clear to retailers that unless you're going to carry the full line of foundations, we don't want anything to do with you. I think that is super admirable. How many times have you been on Sephora website or Ulta's website and you know damn well there's more than 5 foundations, but they're only carrying 5, even if the range has 30. We see that all the time with all sorts of brands. And I really find it admirable that from the beginning, she made it very clear that if you want to carry my products, you will be inclusive and carry the entire range or we don't want anything to do with you. I love that. Now, I have to be honest with you. When I got into makeup, like really got into makeup, it was 2017, venturing into 2018. So Becca had already had their highlight moment with the Champagne Pop highlighter and Jaclyn Hill's situation. So I kind of missed out on their spotlight moment. I missed out on when they were really popular. Not to say I don't really enjoy some of their products because I do, but that was where they were most well known. That was when they were at the peak of their business. So not only did Becca want to be inclusive for different skin tones, but they also wanted to make sure that they weren't just aiming towards millennials and the younger population. They wanted to make sure that women in their 30s, late 30s, 40s, whatever, could wear their products as well. I do want to share other products with you aside from what I'm going to be using in this video, just so you know what my thoughts are on them, whether I like them, whether I really hated them, whatever. So this is their First Light Priming Filter. I actually really like this. It helps to kind of blur skin imperfections. It's purple hued or lavender hued. It's just a really nice primer. I don't use it enough just because normally I'm going for something mattifying or blurring. And this blurs to a degree, but not as much as a silicone based primer or the Skin Love primer. I really love this one. I also love their Backlight Priming Filter. This one's really glowy and just helps to give that skin that radiance and luminosity underneath your foundation. Or you can mix it in your foundation and it gives the same effect. So these are really fantastic primers. If you find them at TJ Maxx on sale, I would definitely scoop them up. I forgot to mention that I've also tried their Evermatte Poreless primer. This one is a hot mess. It feels like glue on your face. It kind of feels like the Step 1 Makeup Forever mattifying primer, but worse. This one just feels like glue. It's not a good feeling. I've used a good bit of it just to get the feel for it. I don't like it. I would not recommend this one. Okay, let's move into the foundation. So I do have 2 foundations from Becca. I'm probably going to use one, but mix it in with something else in my collection because the tone is off. The first one I want to share with you is their Skin Love foundation. This one's very glowy. It looks healthy. It's moisturizing. It's supposed to be blurring. I don't really know how much truth there is to that. I've used a lot of this, but not recently. I used to mix this in with like my Estee Lauder, something really heavy, something mattifying, because I felt like this balanced it out a little bit more. I don't know what truth there is to that, but I do really like this product. And if you happen to find it on a discount or you really wanted to try it, I would recommend it. I think it's beautiful. It just doesn't give you full coverage that I'm in love with because, you know, your girl's got a lot going on. I need that full coverage, but it is a nice product. And then the second foundation I have from them is their Ultimate Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. I saw it at TJ Maxx and I thought that it was my skin tone and I was all on top of that. I think I paid $10 for this, which is a really good deal for this foundation. However, it oxidizes and turns like an orangey tone. So I don't know if it's because it's old. It probably is. This is probably really old. So I'm going to mix in some CYO Life Proof and maybe some of the Smashbox Studio Skin just to kind of fix the color a little bit. This is a super full coverage foundation. If you have a lot of skin imperfections, if you like full coverage, this is your best friend. This will cover up anything. So in the article that I read, actually, wait a minute, we're forgetting like a key staple product. What am I thinking? The product that I love the absolute most from Becca that I've already gone and purchased a backup of because I'm terrified I'm going to not have it anymore is their Brightening Under Eye Corrector. This product is the real deal, okay? First of all, look how much is gone. I bought this 2 months ago and look how much is gone. It's over halfway gone. I don't think I've ever gone through a makeup product this quickly. I use it every single time I do my makeup. It is the absolute perfect under eye corrector. It gets rid of my darkness. It makes the under eyes nice and like moisturized. It kind of prevents your concealer from cracking and looking crazy. I love this under eye corrector. My suggestion to you would be if you've been trying to pick this up or wanting to try it, or if you're in love with this product, I would grab what you can now because I don't think these are going to go on sale. That's just my opinion. It's a product that does well from Becca, so I don't know why they would put it on sale when I'm pretty sure they're not going to have any problem getting rid of it. But what do I know, right? We don't know what they're going to do. They might put everything on sale. Who knows? We have seen a lot of their products in TJ Maxx. Well, I have. I would say for the past year and a half now, a lot of their stuff has ended up in TJ Maxx. I don't know if that's just because they weren't doing well or I'm not sure. I really don't know. I think Becca has had a hard time keeping up with what consumers want now. We're picky as hell, y'all. Like, we want just innovative products, and I feel like they were releasing the same stuff over and over and over again. Like their influencer palettes, they all look the same. The one they did with Chrissy Teigen, the one they did with Jaclyn Hill, they were pretty much the same kind of palette, just different shades. And then they did collabs with other celebrities. Who did they do one with? All of those influencer collabs ended up at TJ Maxx. I think their best bet would have been to stick with the beauty influencer. That was like their market. That's kind of where they got their rise to fame with the Jaclyn Hill highlighters. I feel like they should have stuck to that market instead of trying to go with these bigger celebrities that, you know, their audience probably wasn't even giving a shit about makeup or buying Becca Cosmetics or whatever. It makes more sense coming from an actual beauty influencer that specializes in makeup. Okay, I'm going to apply this concoction. Again, the Becca foundation is very, very thick. Like, super thick. Very full coverage. So I don't know if adding those other foundations is going to sheer it out at all. I guess we'll find out. Probably not, because it's a serious foundation. You got to work quick because it dries really quickly. Like, look at that. Look at that coverage. Ooh. Oh, I got it in my hair. Damn it. Becca was like one of the first, maybe not the first, I'm not sure, but one of the first bigger named like cosmetic companies that collabed with a beauty influencer. And it was kind of the start of something bigger. Obviously, we see beauty brands doing that all the time now. But when Jaclyn Hill collabed with Becca, it was kind of new territory, and it opened up doors for a lot of other cosmetic brands and collaborations with other, you know, influencers. when they saw their surge in products, their highlighters, when Jaclyn Hill talked about them on her channel, they knew right then and there that that was the smart way to go. It just kicked off an entire new world of marketing and partnerships with beauty influencers. And I mean, look at things now. Like, most brands send out PR packages, and it's kind of unheard of now for brands not to do that. Like, if you want to do well in this market, you need to have some sort of PR plan, or, you need to have your shit together when it comes to sending product to influencers to talk about your stuff, because a lot of your customers are watching these influencers. So the article that I was reading was talking about how Estee Lauder, bought out the brand for $200 million. $200 million. Like, wrap your brain around that kind of money. It's insanity. All right, so when it comes to concealers, I don't have one from this brand, so I'm just going to use something else that's chilling right here, and then we'll move on with this video. So when it comes to their powders, they do have several powders in their line. However, I've tried neither, and I have a couple of them. I have their Hydra Mist Set and Refresh powder. I actually got this, I think, in like a BoxyCharm a long time ago. Never used it. And then I also have their Soft Light Blurring powder. I got this as a gift with purchase from Ulta, I think. I don't know why I've never used these. I was just never drawn in enough to actually purchase them myself. And since I received them in like boxes or as gift with purchases, I just wasn't in any kind of hurry to use them. So I think for this look, I'm a little nervous because I don't know how these are going to play over top of what I have laid down, but we're going to use them anyway. At least one of them. I typically need something pretty mattifying to help keep my oils in check, so I'm a little nervous about using this. I'm going to use the Hydra Mist Set and Refresh powder. I've heard from others that this has a very cooling effect when you put it on the skin. I don't really feel that cooling effect. It might be because this powder is pretty old now. I definitely feel like it's darkening my foundation, which sucks. No, I'm not a big fan of that powder. It is what it is. Okay, I'm going to hop off here, do my contour, and then we'll come back and do the blush, the bronzer, the highlight, all those good things that Becca has been really well known for, and finish up my thoughts on the brand. So remember earlier I was telling you that they wanted to be inclusive? That's one thing that they really focused on. Even when they got bigger, even when Estee Lauder overtook the brand, that's one thing that they really took pride in. They knew that, it's not just white women or white men buying their products. It's people of all skin tones, all ranges. So again, I really like the fact that they tried to angle their products to cater to everybody. I feel like all brands should be doing that. All right, before we continue on with the story, I'm going to start applying some bronzer. This is the Sunlit bronzer in Capri Coast. It's the only bronzer that I own from Becca, and it's a little bit too warm for my skin tone, and it leans a little bit more orange than I would like, but it's the only one that I have, so that's what we're going to use today. It's still a beautiful bronzer, and it's got a really nice sheen to it. It's just a little orangey, that's all. So the article talks a lot about the evolution of Becca, how it started off as this indie brand founded by Rebecca Maurice Williams, and then they sold to luxury brand partners. But the brand had so many products in their line. It was like 350 different products. Can you imagine? That's a lot of products. And it was just too much. I think that their focus was all over the place. When Robert DeBaker became the CEO of Becca, he thought that it was a good idea to limit their product line. And he really wanted to, or their team really wanted to focus in on what they were well known for, what they were good at. And that was their complexion products, their highlighters, their glowy products, right? So that's what they did. They cut out 80% of Becca's product line. And then Estee Lauder bought Becca in 2016. And of course, that was right around the Jaclyn Hill collaboration. They ended up gaining a mass following on Instagram because of Jaclyn Hill. Like, there was a little uprise of Becca right around that time. But then after that, and after Champagne Pop kind of died off and the Jaclyn Hill collab kind of died off, Becca started going downhill, in my humble opinion. Maybe not right away. Maybe it took a little while. But just from what I've read and what I've seen just in the short time that I've been in this beauty space and been heavily into makeup, Becca has not been a brand that's been like highly buzzed about since I got into stuff like real heavy. And that was, again, back in 2017, 2018. So I feel like they've been kind of on a downward spiral for a while. And of course you could speculate about why their brand hasn't been as successful, and I just feel like it has a lot to do with keeping up with what their consumers want and being innovative enough. That zero foundation bullshit, y'all. There was so much criticism and backlash about that zero pigment foundation. It was basically a clear primer. Like, why call it a zero pigment foundation? That's not a thing. Foundation has to have pigment in order for it to be a foundation. That looks really pretty. I feel like I got a little patchy over here and I'm not sure why. Actually, this bronzer's not as orange as I remember. I hope it doesn't come off that way for the video, but it doesn't look that bad in person. It's definitely warm, but it's not as orange as I thought it was. It's really beautiful. Believe it or not, I do not have any Becca blushes. I really wish that I did. I thought I did, and I went and looked through and I don't. So I'm a little sad about that because they have some really gorgeous blushes. I actually thought about purchasing some, but I had to stop myself because I'm trying to behave. I'm trying. So I'm going to throw on a blush and we'll dive into the highlighter. All right, let's get into the main reason why Becca blew up. It's because of their highlighters, let's be real. And like I mentioned earlier, Jaclyn Hill really put Becca on the map. It really opened a whole new world for just influencer and brand collaborations, partnerships, whatever. It was a very smart move by Becca, and it really helped them grow as a business. So I have several Becca highlighters in front of me. Actually, I have more than several. I've got a little mini here that I got as a sample, I think with like a Sephora purchase, or maybe it was an Ulta purchase, I'm not sure. This one is in Champagne Pop, but it's in like a million tiny little pieces. I'm afraid to show it to you. Yeah, I'm afraid that's going to fall. I think that's what I want to use today because I went for a very like bright blush type of look today. I love this kind of look. I might use that today, not sure. I also have Opal. Opal is more of like a cool toned, how do I want to describe that? Like a really natural type of glow. I feel like this could suit a lot of different skin tones. It's this one right here. This is a little bit too deep for me, but I feel like anything deeper than my skin tone, this could quite possibly look really nice on you. The next one I have is called Pure Pearl. This is like a limited edition one. They released this, I think, either last year or year before. It's just a really beautiful icy pink highlighter. Perhaps one of my favorites is the shade Moonstone. And the reason why I like this one so much is it's just really, it just gives you that really natural, like lit from within type of glow. It's the one up top here. It just looks really, again, really natural when you have it on the cheeks. And then last but not least, I have this one. This was like a limited edition, but it's got that really cute surfboard in there. I bought this from TJ Maxx on a really nice discount, and I bought it because I thought it was cute. Like, that's the main reason why I bought it. It's got the little brown surfboard, so it could be like a bronzer. But I feel like when you mix all these together, you get a really strange, like, gray-toned highlighter. So I don't use it. I just stare at it, and I think it's pretty. So for today's look, I am going to dip into Champagne Pop. I think it's just a classic, and I think it'll complement what I've got going on really well. So I was reading this article about Champagne Pop, and a lot of this stuff I just didn't know because, again, I wasn't into makeup as heavy. In 2015, I didn't even know who the hell Becca was or who Jaclyn Hill was. I just didn't, so don't come for me. But I didn't know that within 20 minutes they sold how many units? 25,000 units of Champagne Pop in 20 minutes. Like, that's insane. That is crazy. I just noticed I didn't put my eyebrows on yet. Whoops, we need to do that too. Becca doesn't have any eyebrow products as far as I know. Maybe they do. I don't think so. I don't have any brow products from them though. Like, this is just such a beautiful highlighter. I love it. So yummy looking. So I would say if you're going to pick up anything before they go out of business, grab their highlighters. One of their highlighters. I've heard really nice things about their blushes. I'm still probably going to pick one up at some point, even though I'm not allowed to buy blushes right now on my low buy. I kind of want to make a special exception for this reason since they're going out of business. I don't want to not be able to buy them anymore. I really want to try a couple of their really deep, bright pinker shades or their like orangey coral shades. They look beautiful. So anyway, oh, and they also have the liquid shimmering skin perfectors. I have these. They're both samples or like travel sizes. These aren't ones that I used a whole lot of. I don't use a whole lot of cream products. I'm sure if you've been here for a while, you already know that. But they are beautiful products. They work really well. You can mix them in with your foundation. You can use them on their own. They're really beautiful. So this one here is Moonstone. This one reminds me a lot of the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. It's just going to give you that really lit from within type of glow. Like, look at that. It's not glittery. It's just shimmery. I feel like this was where their initial buzz came from, was from their liquid highlighters. And they just kind of expanded from there into their powder highlights. Okay, now I'm going to hop off here, do the brows. I might go ahead and throw on some eyeshadow because I'm not going to be doing that in this video. And then when I come back, we will wrap up my thoughts on this whole situation with Becca. All right, so this is the finished look after I got on some eyeshadow, some lipstick. The lips don't exactly match the purple that I have going on. Wasn't really what I was looking for. I was trying to go with something a little bit more, I don't know if I want to say warm toned. I don't know, more towards what I have on the eyes, but it just didn't work out that way and I wasn't fighting with it. But again, this video was about Becca Cosmetics. I hope you guys found it interesting. I thought it was really interesting when I read the article online. I didn't know that much about Becca as a brand, so I learned a lot today. And I'm a little sad, to be honest with you, because there are some really amazing products in this brand, and I'm sad that they're going to go away. Specifically, my under eye brightening corrector. I'm going to cry when I run out of this. If this only lasted me 2 months, well, I think this will probably last me at least another 2 or 3 months, and then I have a backup on the way. But then what? What am I going to do? Like, I hope Estee Lauder comes out with that type of product in another one of their brands, or else I'm going to be really upset. But just as a whole, it feels like there's this major shift with beauty brands. You're seeing a lot more indie brands up and coming. You're seeing a lot of the bigger brands not doing so well. A lot of them aren't listening to their consumers. Everything is so fast-paced and changing. And I feel like these indie brands are able to pump out products based on what consumers' needs and wants are right now. And with the bigger brands, they need a lot of capital. They need a lot of planning. They need months and months and months before they can release a product. And that's not always true with the indie brands. Sometimes they need that kind of time as well. But especially for like really small indie brands, when they're hand pressing stuff and making like single batches and whatnot, they can come up with a concept and a palette pretty quickly comparatively to a bigger brand that needs like all these units. So anyway, my point being, I think that we've all seen the decline in Becca over the years, and this was kind of inevitable. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of other brands to follow suit in the oncoming years. It's just sad because Becca is a decent brand. They're not really one you heard a lot of drama with, other than the Jaclyn Hill drama, because there was supposedly some beef there. But for the most part, they've pretty much kept out of the drama. They have a decent shade range. They have good products. So you guys will have to let me know down below what your thoughts are. Are you sad to see them go? Are you indifferent? I would love to have the conversation with you guys. If you like this video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Not only does that let me know that you like it, but it lets YouTube know that you like it. And when you guys do that, it'll push this video out there for more people to find, which means more people come over to our little community here, and I'm so grateful when you guys take the time to do that. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell so you don't miss my future uploads, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.